Hi, this is Kendall Murphy, and I play basketball at Bearden High School, and you're listening to No Playbook Podcast.
Hey, thank you so much for checking out the show. It's the podcast featuring the outstanding athletes, coaches, and experts from East Tennessee. Joining me on the podcast today is a basketball player from Bearden High School, Kendall Murphy. I see her out at D1 training all the time, working out, trying to get just a little bit better each week. I actually had Kendall's big sister, Brinley Murphy, on the podcast a while back. She was one of my first episodes, I think. Brinley's a soccer player at South Carolina, and Kendall's actually doing this interview for this podcast from a dorm room in Columbia. So she talks a little bit about what that's like visiting Big Sis at her SEC school. Listen, as we talk about Kendall's recruiting experience, her summer training, and she shares one unforgettable sports memory. I'll get to Kendall Murphy right after this. Sit tight.
Fort Sanders Health and Fitness Center has the key for you to be happy, healthy, strong, and more in 2024. The outdoor pool is finally open, and of course, our indoor pool is open year-round. We have all the strength and cardio equipment you could want, basketball and racquetball courts, indoor and outdoor tennis, and of course, pickleball, plus about 85 group fitness classes that take place every week, including my absolute favorite, Sprint. And parents, Fort Sanders Health and Fitness Center has complimentary childcare with a family membership. There's also swim and tennis lessons for adults and kids, month to month with no long-term contracts. It's time to get your summer look started at Fort Sanders Health and Fitness Center, Kingston Pike at Pellissippi Parkway. You can call 531-5000. That's 531-5000, or visit fshfc.com for Fort Sanders Health and Fitness Center.
So you are in Columbia right now?
Yes, sir. I've been here since Friday, and yesterday I got to go to Brinley's. It was like an open kind of like practice where we could go, and it was at the football stadium. So that was really cool. We got to watch, and it was the first time I got to see her play in like a year, so it was so fun to watch her. Yeah, it was really fun. But my parents aren't here. They're coming up today, so.
Is that cool getting to visit Big Sis?
Yeah, it's
USC?
really fun. Yeah, it's been really fun. I've just kind of just been like doing whatever they're doing. I'm just like kind of going with the flow, or like doing stuff they need me to do. So
Oh, so you're like they're treating you like a freshman.
basically,
Good. That'll give you some good lessons before you get into college
yeah.
sports next year. Well, Kendall, thank you for joining me. Do you go by Kendall Ann?
It honestly, like, all coaches call me Kendall or Kendall Ann. Like it doesn't matter. Whatever one just comes out, that's what they say. Coach Underwood calls me Kendall Ann. Bez that's my high school coach is Coach Underwood, and Bez is like my trainer and AU coach. And he calls me Kendall, but then he heard other people call me Kendall Ann, so now he calls me Kendall Ann. So
Well, I saw an article that was written, and it called you Kendall Ann
yeah,
Murphy.
most of them do. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
interesting. Well, so you start senior year in a couple days, right?
Yes, sir. It's on the 8th, so it's really
Okay.
exciting.
My son is a ninth grader. Today is his first day in
Wait,
Maryville High
where does he
School.
go?
Maryville.
Oh, oh my gosh, is it like an orientation thing?
No, they
Wait,
do.
no, they start early.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh, is he like so nervous? Or
Uh,
is he just,
Not really. I think he's okay, but it was exciting for him.
yeah, does he play sports?
Tennis.
Oh, that's cool. Nice.
Yeah. Um,
Nice.
but what about you starting senior year? Is there anything like in particular that you've got your focus on for this whole year, not just sports?
Um, I don't know, just like having fun with my friends like the last year, I guess, and just being like free because I don't have to worry about like the recruiting process. Just like it's kind of, I guess, like a peace of mind being able to like commit in the next few weeks, and then just like enjoy like the football games and like the last of everything, which is like really bittersweet. But I'm really excited for this year, but also like the journey to come. So that'll be good. So
Yeah. There's just always, the reason that high school movies are so popular just because that's such a thing, whether it's sports or like your academics, getting those in line, or like making memories with friends one last time, that kind of stuff. There's just
Yeah.
so much that goes into it.
Yeah, and then, like, now that I'm a senior, it's like, I don't even believe I'm a senior, and it's like, how did everything go by so fast? And I'm, like, making all these friends, and I'm like, "Well, it's about to be I only have 1 more year," so it's, like, crazy, but
We'll talk about that recruiting experience so for you.
I it has been very overwhelming, but it's been, like, really good. I've had a lot of fun opportunities, I feel like, just, like, being able to have so many, like, calls, I guess, and just, like, getting to, like when I remember when I first did it, like, a while ago, I was, like, freaking out, and then now it's just kind of gotten, I guess, more repetitive, so I've gotten more comfortable with it, but I feel like I've just grown more as, like, on the court and off just because I know what I want. Because you really have to look at the pros and cons of, like, all the schools, like, no matter what. And then, like, you'll focus, like, if someone calls you and you're just like or texts you, you really need to, like, set forth what you want, like, whether it's, like, location or, yeah, how far away it is or whatever you're looking for. It's like, do you wanna, there's just, like, so many factors that I've learned going through it that's just kind of been, like so it's easier to, like, I guess, say no, yes to, like, one another. So that's been really nice. Just honestly, like, in July too in June and July this summer, I feel like I've gotten more comfortable with being like, I can just, like, be honest in what I want, just because it's coming down to, like, the very end. So, yeah, but it's been really fun so far. It's definitely an experience. It's, like, really overwhelming, but I know I'm gonna this only happens once, so
It's a good perspective. Is
yeah.
there a main deciding factor that you're looking at for where you might select?
Um, I mean, the 2 biggest things for me are, like, location, just because obviously Brinley is really far from or not really, but she's, like, 4 hours, which honestly, I feel like 4 hours would be my max, but I location, just, like, where it is, what it's surrounded by and stuff, and then also just, like, being able to see the team, like, chemistry, I guess, that's really big for me just 'cause it, like, plays so many roles in, like, that's who you're with all the time, so, like, I feel like it's really important to look at those little things, even if it's something like the biggest school ever, but, like, there's just, like, so many little things that go into it, so
Yeah. Have you narrowed it down? Do you have like a top three?
I would say I have, like, the top 4. I'm going on one more visit, actually on Tuesday, and then I'm just gonna, like, kinda, like, cut it quits. I'm just gonna basically sit down with my parents and just, like, make lists of, like, pros and cons and I guess. And, like, obviously, yeah, I have some that I really like, but just, like, go through that and just see which one that I guess what my pros are and what my cons are and what means the most to me,
Mhm.
so
So I don't even know what are some of the offers that you've gotten. Would you mind telling me just a short list?
yeah, so the ones that, like, are that I like right now are LMU, Carson Newman, Tusculum, and then I'm going to Lenore Ryan on Tuesday, and that will be another one, and that's really exciting because my dad actually played basketball there in college, so that's really fun, but those are, like, my top right now. I really like them all. Like, I don't know, they're so different. Like, LMU is, like, so nice, but then, like, I had to think about, like, the location and stuff, but then, like, there's so many different things with all the other ones. Like, I don't know, it's hard to, like, go back and forth, like, what do I guess, like, think is the most important, but yeah, those are, like,
Those are
my
all relatively close too.
yeah, no, it's, like, perfect, and I've had like, a limited or, like, a few opportunities to go different like, I guess, bigger, like, yeah, but then, like, honestly, the SAC conference, there's teams that are, like, better than, like, some of, like, the lower D1 divisions, which and then because it's just so competitive, which I have, like, realized too, like, I wanna go somewhere where, like, it's a winning program and, um, I'll, like, have opportunities or can be open-minded to like all the opportunities that can happen. So that's kind of just like what I'm looking at now. But yeah, I've had some other ones too, but I just kind of have narrowed it down to the ones I'm like, okay, I would definitely like I'm really considering these. So
You thought about what you want to do, like academically or kind of as a professional career, even beyond basketball?
yeah, so my dad does business, and this is actually funny. My sister's major first was cardiovascular technology, which is like so hard. And now she's in like tourism management or something. I've always wanted to do something medical. Like I would love to become a PA when it gets to that road, like going to PA school and everything. Um, just because I love working with people and helping people in that aspect. And I've taken some classes at Bearden that have helped me with that. But then also I'm looking at the business side just because there's so many things you can do with it. But I am just like going back and forth. But I think I'm gonna start on the medical side because it's easier to go from like medical to business than business to medical. So I think that's what I'm starting with. But yeah.
Nice. Now you
Yeah.
mentioned what I guess you've heard with your sister changing a major. Is there anything else you've gotten to learn, whether it be, academics or athletics, just from her whole experience from high school into college?
Definitely time management. I call her and she's like, there's like so much stuff going on, and she's had to learn, I guess, what's most important, like with what she's doing. And then also, I think the biggest one for me that I've learned and like, it's helped me with the recruiting process as well. Just with athletics, being open-minded to like everything because everyone at the level that you're going to is just as good as you because they've obviously made it here. So you need to be open-minded going in, with like not low expectations, but just like not being like so having the highest expectations for yourself going in when you honestly have no idea. Just like with Brinley when she tore her ACL, that was not planned at all. Or just like going in and playing in general. You just need to be super open minded. That's like really engraved in my mind because of like her and like everything I've seen. So
Yeah. How about on the high school side, because you both had experiences with state championships?
yeah.
Was there anything that you were able to learn either from her and their soccer success or from seniors about how to handle that kind of stress?
Um Yes, from a standpoint of when I was a freshman, I feel like whenever we won the state championship, I was a freshman at Bearden, but I feel like I was a little bit more oblivious to, like, what was happening because I was so young and, like, I hadn't gone through the ropes of, like, anything. But with Brinley's standpoint with soccer, the stress she's really good at kind of not I guess not showing her stress levels, like, when it's soccer at Bearden just 'cause it was so much fun. Coach Rad was, like, really good, and Coach Underwood's the same, like, they try and make it the least stressful they can, which has really helped us, with basketball and her for soccer. And then, yeah, I just feel like they're really good with helping, so
Good. So, looking at other Knoxville area women's basketball teams,
mhm.
I like to hear some of the gossip from inside the league. Who is one player that you just love matching up against?
I saw there's, like, so many people that I'm trying to think. Obviously, like, anyone from Farragut is really fun to match up against just because it's such a big atmosphere. Um, and, like, I wish people could experience it just because it's, like, the craziest game ever. It's so crowded, it's so loud. Um, but I liked matching up against trying to
Andy Priest?
think. Yeah, we did guard each other. That was fun.
Hmm.
That was fun. Yeah, but also obviously this year, like, playing against Farragut was a little more rough just because we did lose, which is really important to say, but that did happen, so but then when we did win, it was a really good win, and it was, like, one of my favorite wins of the year just because it's such a good feeling. But, yeah, I honestly, anyone in the I really like matching up against Maribel. They whenever we play them at Maryville, Jada Edwards, she's really nice. I've talked to her just like out of basketball too. She was really fun to play against because we play at Maryville. She had like so many threes, and it was like the craziest game ever. Um, it was a really big game, so that game was really fun too. Just because it wasn't really expected, but like everyone's just growing. So it's just like you can't really underestimate anyone at this point. So yeah, playing in like who we play is just like honestly really fun. Any team. So
Both of those players have actually been on the podcast before.
really,
Yeah, yeah.
oh my gosh, that's fun.
So, what about a favorite win that you've gotten since you've been at Bearden?
um, personally, any win against Farragut is like the best feeling ever. But one win that I think was really cool. I didn't really play a lot, but just for the team as a whole, when I was a freshman, when we went up to Florida, and we played Montverde or Montverde, whatever. That was like really cool because I didn't really know much about them, and then like now, like literally, like one of the girls was dunking in warm-ups. Like it was crazy. It was really cool, and then we actually won that game, and it was so much. It was like Emily Gonzalez. She had like it was like a buzzer beater, or it was like something to go into overtime, and it was just like the craziest game ever. Everyone was huddled around. It was really fun. It was a really good game. And then yeah, and then also winning when I was in the state championship, winning Farragut because we played them literally like 5 or 6 times that year. It was like, are you kidding? Like, of course we're playing them in the championship, but it was just good just to win it, like just top it off with another win. So
Huh? It's always nice. Um, Now, what about your training? You've been doing a lot at D1. Do you work with, is it Ryan?
yeah, Ryan. Yeah, I
Okay.
love Ryan. I work out just with like July. I haven't been doing it as consistently because I haven't been home like all of July with AU, and just being out of town. So, but I usually do like 2 days a week with Ryan. Hopefully it'll be start to be three, just like because I'll be home now. Um, and then I do that, and then I also work out with Vez Smith, if you know who that is.
Mhm.
Um, he was my AU coach, and then I train with him, and I do that like 2 times a week, and then I shoot basically every day except like 1 day a week, I'd say. Um, and then just get up as much shots as I can with like either it's my dad or my brother because my brother plays basketball at Bearden too. So that's really fun. I get to have someone to just like play with and rebound with and everything. So yeah, but it's really fun.
But at a place like D1, when you're working with Ryan, because there's no basketball goal there, like what is the
Yeah.
work you're doing and how does that affect your game on the court?
A lot of the stuff we do it translates to the basketball court. Like, we would do like the sled. We do the sled a lot, which is just like good because obviously like endurance because it's like pushing, and then we'll do like the plates, and then we'll do some stuff where we like more explosive stuff with like a bar, or dumbbells or um, just like I don't really know how to explain it other than everything we do is translatable like completely. Even with my brother, we do that. We also do the Vertimax a lot, like whenever we're doing legs, just to get like our jump like speed and like jumping. Um, and then we'll do like some band stuff where you like run and there's something behind you, and we'll do like jumps off of that, and just stuff like that really translates to the floor in my opinion. I just felt a difference, just becoming stronger and everything. But yeah,
Good. I know he always loves to hear that, and that whole staff loves to hear anytime they can help folks out there on the turf and they can,
yeah,
really affect their game.
yeah.
Um, it's one thing that very few people know about you, Kendall.
This is actually really funny, but so I actually did gymnastics for like 8 or 9 years, like competitively before I started basketball, which is like very random. But yeah, I like traveled all the time. I had like 4-hour practices every single day. Um, so yeah, I don't think like, and I'm pretty sure it stunted my growth. I'm actually not kidding, because Brinley's like 5'11" and I'm like 5'8", so and
I was gonna
my
say
brother's like 6'1" and he's 15, so
there can't be a lot of crossover between like gymnastics and basketball players.
yeah. Yeah, not really at all. I don't my just got brought into basketball because my dad played in college, and then Brinley was playing basketball just for fun. But yeah, not at all.
I've been watching Simone Biles this week, and I'm like trying to picture
Yeah,
somebody super tall doing that.
she's literally insane. I love watching gymnastics. I'm like not that flexible anymore, or like I try to be just with like being stretched all the time. But like that, I just like I don't even remember how I did that. Like some of the stuff I did, but she's like insane. It's so fun to watch, and I love watching Olympics. It's so much fun to just watch track, especially.
Yeah, that was early on we were trying to watch stuff and it was like ping pong and archery and it wasn't that exciting really. And then all of a sudden this weekend we've got some real intense swimming matches and track and
Oh
it's
my
been really
gosh,
fun.
yeah, yeah. Swimming was really fun to watch too. But yeah, I saw you do some people on your podcast from. Are they there right now, or are they?
Mhm. Yeah, so
That's
right
so.
now I'm working with also working with Fort Sanders Health and Fitness Center,
Oh,
right down the road from Bearden. But also so it's really cool. So from the place that we're at, we teach swim lessons here, and two of the people they both swam at UT, but one guy's from Bulgaria, one guy's from Brazil, and they're both swimming in the Olympics, and they both already they went this past week.
that's so cool. Yeah, I saw that when I was looking at your page, and I was like, "That's crazy." I didn't know if it was like they were just like in like the trials or what, but that is so cool.
Yeah, one of them finished, like total or whatever in the butterfly finished ninth, and the other guy got really close. Might have been fifth or so, but neither of them medaled. But still, it's pretty cool.
No, that's really cool, and I'm sure their experience was amazing too.
And they're both coming back to just teach swim lessons at Fort Sanders. So that's
That's
pretty
even
sweet.
crazier. That is funny. Oh my gosh.
So there's going to be like a 6-year-old in the pool learning to swim from
And
you
they like
guys.
don't even know.
Right.
Like they don't get it.
Yeah. So this might have been the one you talked about already, but I always ask one unforgettable sports memory for you.
Um, I honestly think beating Farragut, um, this year was last year, of course, like when I was a um sophomore, we beat them. We didn't lose to them, and then this year there was like a whole scandal with the refs, and Coach Underwood got thrown out, and it was this whole thing. And we unfortunately we lost to them at Farragut. And so we didn't because we didn't have our coach the rest of the time, and then he couldn't coach for 2 more games after that, or a game, maybe two. And it was against Alcoa and Maryville, I'm pretty sure. Some like it wasn't like a little like easy game. It was just like it was a whole thing, and it was a lot. But then we beat them in the district championship, I think. Yeah, we beat them in the district championship, which was really just like relieving because it was a whole thing with Coach Under being thrown out, and then the next time we played them, we beat them. So it was a lot, but that was a really fun memory. And then also just like having all these big wins against people is just like really fun over the years too. So yeah.
Excellent. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Of
It'll
course.
probably be in a couple weeks, and I'll have this out,
Okay.
and I'll be sure to tag you and all that good stuff.
Okay, thank you so much. Have a good day.
You too. See ya.